So, in my opinion, the most significant or underlooked challenge to sustainability in the city of Austin, Texas, according to the Sustainable Development Goals, is the peace, justice, and strong institutions aspect. My personal idea is that in regards to peace and justice, um, according to Crime Index, Austin, Texas has a crime index of 6, which equates to that Austin is only safer than 6% of U.S. cities. I found this information on neighborhoodscout.com. There's 4,692 violent crimes, 36,586 property crimes, which equals 41,278 crimes total in the year of 2020 in Austin, Texas. So that means you have a chance of being subjected to a violent crime, 1 in 205. In the state of Texas, for instance, it's 1 in 222. That's not great either. But 95% of communities in the state of Texas have lower crime than Austin. This information is reflected in the year of 2020. It was released by the FBI in September of 2021. The actions or strategies which I believe would be required to mitigate or prevent such challenges to at least make Austin a safer city is reallocation of funds to how the police department uses the money that they receive. For instance, the Austin City Council decided to cut the police budget on August 13th of 2020 by the tune of $150 million. That was 1/3 of their entire budget. That's money that could have been used, instead of cutting it from the budget, that could have been money used to reallocate for training, additional training. The implementation of an external entity monitoring how crime is being subjected in Austin, how its officers' conduct is being used. But in a city of Austin, as of 2022, it's the 10th largest growing city in the United States. It has a population of over 1 million people. That's a 30% rise since the year of 2010. So if crime continues to grow at the rate that it is, it's growing. Oh, goodness. So in 2020, Austin was only safer than 6% of cities in the United States. In 2019, it was safer than 84.4% of cities. So that's a 10% increase in a year. I found this data on citydata.com. With the amount of people that are going to move to Austin and continue to move to Austin from other states, just based on some of the laws that Texas has passed basically during the COVID-19 crisis, these statistics are going to keep getting worse. So the police force in Austin needs to be better suited towards handling these types of issues. And how I would assess this measure and monitor the impact on my proposed action or strategies. The internal office that would be investigating police conduct would also, in my opinion, would be responsible for monitoring crime statistics, whether they're rising, falling, and publish that information. Also, what areas of Austin, Texas are safer to live in, and then target their efforts towards areas where more crime is happening and try to get to the root cause instead of just throwing people in jail. Whether it's unemployment, wealth inequality, access to resources, access to food, access to housing. There's a cause for all crime. It's not just, can't be taken at face value, and it's not a race or a sex or a gender issue. It predominantly comes down to, at least from everything that I've read, wealth and access to resources.